Oh, there we go. There we go. As usual, my mic disconnecting because it doesn't want to live anymore. But hello, everybody. Oh, model I've never seen before. What do you mean? It's my same model. It's my same model. What are you talking about? I'm just wearing a VTuber asset. You're talking about the assets? Yeah, sometimes, you know, I decided I'll show up to stream with an asset. Like yesterday, well, yesterday was a special day. But yeah, sometimes pull out Cremis. Some days I throw on the cinema roll. Sometimes I'll have a let on my shoulder. It really all depends on how I'm feeling that day. Let me make it a little bigger. But yeah, like I said, Let, he is basically mascot. He is what's the word? A combination of me and you guys. But yeah, nobody really uses TTS, so Let often just stays there asleep. No, it's not working. Why does it never work when I need it to? Okay, so it does work, so it just didn't work. What is this? Wait. No. Why did it end up like that? It should work now. I don't know why the text for it changed. That was weird. So yeah. You can make them talk, say a lot of things. And plus it also kind of helps if let's say for example I'm in a boss battle in Nier and I can't exactly read chat, you know. It helps for moments like that where I can't read chat. Alright. Alright, so if you guys weren't here yesterday, Adopt the Boyfriend was part of our Valentine's Day package. So, you see it move but don't hear it. Oh, you don't hear it? What's going on? Is it broken again? Still? There we go. I don't know why, but like my settings keep getting reset. Oh, right, it didn't. There we go. You should be able to hear it now. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, dang it. Alright. Well, let me get to the thing I wanted to say first.
Do you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Holy hell. Like I said, it keeps breaking for some reason. But right, the main thing I wanted to mention before I even started playing, at 4 p.m. my time, well, I have to be downstairs by 4 p.m. so about 3:50 my time, I'll have to end stream. I might come back again for a little bit to stream a bit more because again, I did at least intend to at least do 3 hours of Adopt the Boyfriend today. But what I need to do is very important, so I can't just like not do it today. So basically 10 minutes before 4 p.m. my time, I'll be ending stream so I can go do some important stuff. So that was the main thing I wanted to say. And then I was going to get into basically this visual novel for those who weren't here yesterday. It's like I was saying, Adopt the Boyfriend was part of the Valentine's Day experience package I put together yesterday, and some people really liked it, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll throw it back into the schedule. I did intend to like put it for next week, but I was like, you know what, I can just do it today because not that I don't want to play Ryza, but it's like I'm already close to the end with Ryza because I played it off stream like a long time ago, so I'm like pretty close to the end. So I'm like, you know what, if I can put this off as long as I can, then I might as well. I was like, fine, I'll just do that instead. And I just realized I didn't tweet I was live, but you know what, I'll leave it like that. Somebody else can do it for me. I don't know, I don't care. But yeah, so basically Adopt the Boyfriend is you, the main character person, right here. Wait, can you, is my cursor here? No, you can't see my cursor. So basically, person on the left. They made some questionable choices at like 3 a.m. and ended up filling out a form to essentially adopt a boyfriend. And I'm guessing it's an agency that mostly enlists animal folk. So as you probably saw on the main screen, both of them had like animal features, cat ears and rabbit ears. So yeah. And basically yesterday we left off with picking one of the two. We kind of rigged the vote because the coin flip said Aramis the rabbit guy, but we were all like, you know what, we kind of want Cujo instead, which is the cat guy. So here we are. But literally all yesterday was getting to know them, so you didn't really miss anything monumental. Alright, now that part's over, I can start reading. Maybe picking Kujo was a mistake. Oh my god. English word. I clicked on this, right? No, I'm not. Ever since I had chosen to keep Kujo, he had locked himself up in the spare bedroom and hadn't left it while I had been awake. The mind goes back to the time when I had met both Aramis and Kujo. The whole incident was significant, red anxiety-inducing, enough to keep me up for a few nights. Taking a deep breath and exhaling with what I hope was a pleasant smile, I speak to Aramis. Well, given that Kujo got here first... No, really, I should be clearing this up with Kujo first. I turn towards Kujo instead. His stance, which reeks of defensive behavior, has not changed for what seems like ages. Which, honestly, valid. Like, bro, I too would get pissed if you were like given a welcome package so you can know who the hell you're gonna be with, and you just sat there and deleted it. Like, it's one thing if you just sat there and just never opened it, but the fact that you sat there and deleted the email that had the welcome package just because you were scared is crazy. Like, okay. Now, like, I understand from the storytelling perspective, they needed that so that way you can not actually tell who was supposed to come. So you have to pick between the two. But it's like, bro. I'm sorry, but like, bro. Are you okay with me choosing you?
I mean, it's your call.
You seem surprisingly taken aback even though my choice seems pretty logical to me. Aramis, on the other side, seems to take in a deep breath and turns toward me with a gracious smile.
Oh.
I wish I could make it up to Aramis somewhere down the line. Rejection of any type, especially when you prepared for something, can't have been easy to handle. I open my mouth to reassure him, but there's something about his demeanor that makes me rethink my words. Thank you much. Thank you much. Yes, thank you much. Thank you very much, Aramis. I really appreciate you coming out here and everything you've done.
I hope he is the manifestation of your every romantic dream.
Kujo's interjection sounds like a mix between an alarmed choke and an unpleasant scoff.
Anyway, I'm off.
Before Aramis or I can get a word in, Kujo has made his way back inside into his bedroom.
Oh?
I suppose not. I had no idea what he was thinking then, and I feel like I'm still struggling to figure him out. I know he needs some time, but damn it, I didn't even get to finish setting up the room for him. With a sigh, I leave his meal outside his room once again, hoping that he will eat on time. Wait, maybe if I just wait until he opens the door to get his food, then maybe we can talk. Trying my best to hide my self-satisfied grin, I walk away from the door more loudly than usual, making sure Kujo can hear my retreat. Then I tiptoe around and hide behind the wall, waiting for him to open the door. Only minutes pass before I hear the door creak open slightly. I'm sorry, that's just so funny. Truly, I'm like a cat. Like, I literally see my cats do it all the time. Like, when a door is open a bit, they just poke their head in and like look around. Oh god. I see Kujo stick his head out, look both ways, and reach for the plate. Hey Kujo! He looks back at me, wide-eyed, and as quick as lightning, moves back into the room, slamming the door shut. You spooked him! Come on! That took less than a second. Before I even had time to move, though, I heard Cujo's voice from behind the bedroom door.
What do you want?
What do I... To talk to you, of course.
So, talk.
It's kind of hard if I can't see you, Cujo. I'm sorry. Is it me? Am I weird for thinking that, like, it's not hard? Like, why is it suddenly hard to talk to somebody if you can't see them? I don't get that.
Have you never made a phone call before?
Man, I love Cujo. Bro's hilarious as hell. Of course I have. What's that got to...
Same deal. Just tell me what you want to say. You don't have to see me for it.
Well, okay. Fine. Crap. I knew I wanted to talk to him, but I didn't get far enough in thinking what I wanted to ask him. This unexpected curveball that Cujo throws at me is disarming. He's pitched before I even had both hands on the bat. So, what's your favorite color?
Oh?
Favorite color? Really? You're gonna approach this like you were talking to your elementary school crush? It was too late to retract what I asked now, though. There's a pause from the other side of the door, and I wait for Cujo's response with bated breath.
Red. Now can you give me some space?
I hear him shuffle away from the door. It leaves me with a sinking feeling in my stomach. Somehow, it feels like the divide between the both of us is wider than just this door. I don't want to let this one incident sour our relationship, but it feels like I've gotten off on the wrong foot with Cujo already. Well, considering you sat there and deleted the package. I think he has every right to be upset with you. Onwards to the next attempt, then. This peculiar game of cat and mouse continues on for the next few days, me trying to meet Cujo face to face and him avoiding just that. That is, until one fateful morning, I am greeted with the sound of clattering from the kitchen.
Oh, shit. Oh, what the hell?
What on earth? In front of me is Cujo with a stack of pots and pans almost as tall as him facing him on the countertop. Despite my attempt at staying low profile, he seems to notice me. He turns to me with a particularly on-brand irritated scowl.
You... The cabinets make no sense.
The cabinets? They're pretty easy to use. You just pull on the door handle and...
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of walked into that one, I will say that. And that is definitely something I would say. Cujo Cujo opens his mouth to reply, but then he pauses, taking in a deep breath and sighing.
What I mean is that this place makes no sense. Your frying pans are in the overhead cabinet. That's a fall hazard.
He pulls open the drawer and peers in. Out of curiosity, I crane my neck to peer in too. Nothing. Huh. Wordlessly, Cujo closes the drawer. I mean, it's organized chaos. Like, I know where everything is. Okay, yes, sometimes I forget where I've kept something and maybe I find it, you know. A few days, months later. Maybe I could use this as a bonding moment. Do you want help?
No.
Okay, Okay, sorry. We both freeze, surprised at how loud his voice had been.
No, thank you. I can do this myself, and it'll be better that way.
You know what? Nah. We're gonna be grateful people. Because I do also kind of agree. Why would you put your pans in the overhead cabinet? And why would all your utensils be like in the bottom drawer? He didn't have to do this, but the fact that he wants to make the space his own, it's a little heartwarming. I guess it means he wants to stay here, even if only for a bit. I'll get out of your way, no worries. Just, you can call me if you need help, right? Kujo just nods in response, taking my words as some type of confirmation. Not that he needed it. I appreciate him trying to make it more ours rather than leaving it as just mine. Just as I've turned around and am beginning to head back to my room, I hear Kujo's voice call out to me. Yo. It sounds nice. I like the way my name sounds when he says it. Yes? Something about the thought of sharing breakfast with Kujo makes me entirely too happy. I can't stop from grinning myself silly. I'm more than okay with that. Do you need my help for anything at all? Kujo seems to be contemplating his next words as he tilts his head ever so slightly. Yeah, okay. There's a lot, I know. There's a hint of a smile on his lips as he turns back around to continue with the task at hand. After I'd been bribed with food to take care of the laundry, Kujo calls me over to the living room. On the coffee table lays a veritable spread of delights. Oh my god, oh this looks so good! Is that avocado toast with poached eggs? Whoa, you even have granola with yogurt. Did we even have granola?
No.
Yeah, it's like too bougie for me to buy. Wait, you made the granola?
It's just oats, nuts, seeds, and sweetener all baked together. No biggie.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I love a dude that can cook. Because I can't cook myself. I can't cook for the life of me. I mean, I can, but it's like... like, I could probably do it, but like, not well. I hope you like spaghetti with meat sauce every night. They try just that much for baked oats. I feel like I need to bring this scam to justice. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed with all of this Insta-worthy food in front of me, and I'm probably running my mouth a little bit more than I would like because of that. Kujo himself doesn't really react to my words though, as he busies himself with grabbing some flatware for the two of us.
We should eat this before the eggs get cold.
Kujo slides one plate closer to me, which I pull towards myself with both hands. I glance at him briefly, before looking back at my plate. Oh, he's waiting for my reaction. I cut a bit of the avocado toast with the egg, and take a bite. Yeah, good. Kujo's eyes widen in surprise. Heck, even I'm surprised at how loud my exclamation was. Finishing off my mouthful quickly, I reach out for a glass of juice and take a sip before continuing to speak again. This is delicious, honestly.
Is that what you were trying to say with your mouthful?
I feel my cheeks flush, but I can tell by the genuine tone in his voice that he means for it to be taken at face value. Instead, I choose to take a bite of the parfait. It's a delightful mix of flavors and textures. This is so nice too. It's got citrus and coconut, right?
Uh-huh.
Yo, where can I get a Cujo? Ah. He cooks so well, and as a photographer, he would be able to take great pictures of it. This could easily be social media worthy stuff. Have you considered making a social media account for just the stuff you cook? It could be seriously popular. Cujo merely shrugs as he continues eating his own breakfast. He pauses for a moment, and I begin to recognize that expression of his. It seems to make it when he's trying to be careful with his words.
But cooking for others is fun, so,
Oh. I thought it would be easier for him to settle in if I kept on organizing his meals and such. But as it turns out, he's more than capable of doing it himself. And he likes doing it too. I should be thanking you for such a wonderful breakfast. Eats one of those protein bars or nothing. Cujo's nose wrinkles at my response. He looks so cute that it's difficult for me to not outright grin.
neither of those two options are any good. Breakfast is important. You have to eat something proper for it. Huh?
My eyes light up in delight. Will you make stuff like this every morning?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm down. I'm so down for this. Thank you so much.
It's not a big deal.
You really shouldn't downplay your strengths. Anyway, in return, I can do the dishes. Cujo nodded at my offer with a faint smile, and I could feel my heart soar in response. We're finally getting somewhere. Or so I thought. Instead, our situation has barely changed except for the fact that I have a better breakfast than ever before. Cujo still keeps to himself for the most part. He only leaves his room when he wants to, and to make meals. In fact, I barely see him when I'm out and about. Is he ignoring me? Is he still mad about how things worked out with Aramis? I mean, in the end, I picked him, right? It's gotta count for something, I think. With these thoughts playing around in my mind in a loop, I toss my stress ball against the wall as I lie on the bed. It's funny how science works. It's squishy but not bouncy. I have to throw it with so much more force to have it bounce back to me. I'm musing about the intricacies of material science in a strictly amateur way. I hear a knock on the door, followed shortly by a voice.
Can you stop doing that?
Stop doing what?
Whatever it is you're doing.
What, lying in bed?
No, whatever it is you're doing, that's so noisy.
Cujo's words die on his lips as I suddenly open the door to my bedroom and find him standing outside the door. Whatever it was that I was doing? His gaze flits over my shoulder and then back to me again. No. Yeah. I don't know why you have to be so cryptic about it. All I was doing was oh my god. Did he hear me throwing the stress ball at the wall? Was he just hearing a dull rhythmic thud? Oh, that's precious. That is very precious. Thank you for the head pat. Thank you. I can almost feel my mind grinding to a halt. And just when I needed to actually explain it to him that nothing weird or indecent was going on. I stared back at Cujo in shock. Sorry. It's so funny. That's me, granted, again, he doesn't know. But it's like, it didn't really sound that similar. Well, he seems to be looking for the right words to say. Mortification of being misunderstood is way too much to handle in this moment. It feels like my heart is beating so loudly, I can barely hear him. I feel like the ground could open up and just swallow me whole. I don't even realize when Cujo leaves, too focused on my own loss of, well, dignity, pride, face. The verdict was out on this one. It's not like I can dig the pit of shame any deeper, can I? Note to self, do not assume limits for yourself, Betty. You are strong and definitely capable of exceeding your worst expectations. The towel that Cujo is using to dry his hair falls from his hands as he freezes in place. Betty, do not, no matter what you do, check him out. This was turning out to be a superhuman feat. Call it Hercules' 13th labor, if you will. Droplets of water run down the column of his neck and onto his chest. Turns out, Betty, that you can dig a hole deeper. Congratulations on surpassing yourself. Seriously, can the earth just swallow me whole already? I clear my throat, violently racking my brain for the most normal thing to say. Anything to clear this awkward, stifling air. Fancy seeing you around here. I was about to say hello. Should be charging. No, why would you say that? Cujo's expression registers both surprise and disbelief. I feel the same way about the little gremlins that have overtaken my brain and made this awkward situation even worse.
The least you could do is to have some decency. Or pretend to.
Shameless, that's what we are, apparently. Shameless. Cujo seems to be unsure whether he should cross his arms to show his stance on the matter, or make sure the towel around his hips is indeed secure enough. How was I supposed to know that you'd be here? Now? Why didn't you lock the door? Oh shit, yeah. It's true, and something I had been bugging the landlord about for what seemed like 500 years now. Well, in my defense, I have been telling the landlord about this for a while. Cujo merely stares back at me, frown unchanged since this awkward exchange began. And, you know, it wasn't really a problem when I was living alone.
Could you move?
Oh, yep, sure, totally, yeah. I practically trip over my own feet to move out of the way. Cujo walks off faster than I'd ever seen him. It's taking me every ounce of self-control to not turn around and attempt to resolve the issue right now. And by resolve, I mean to say something even more cringe. That, and be a decent person and not check him out. Definitely came as a surprise for me to realize that he's rather well defined under all the baggy clothing he seems to prefer to wear. Mind reeling, I walk back towards the kitchen. Once again, I'm unsure of how things stand between Cujo and myself. Not that incidents like this are helping, clearly, but I hope he understands that Absent-mindedly, I sat down on the bed and reached out for the little jar of origami stars that I kept on my bedside table. It serves as a reminder for every concern, every hope I've had this year. And damn, there's a lot of them. Without much thought, I shake the jar around. There's still some space left in the jar. Maybe things will work out okay if I wish even more sincerely. Or make more stars. Does Kojo want this? Does he even want me? I can't help but think the worst sometimes, and let my thoughts spiral down into negativity. However, there's a knock on my door that pulls me out of my thoughts.
Hey, have you had lunch yet?
I pulled upright, not expecting to hear his voice. I mean, I would be surprised if it wasn't his voice. Because you two should be the only two living there. I can't. No, not yet. Why? Oh, thanks, Kojo. His response of no problem is faint, but it warms my heart all the same. I know I have a tendency to jump to the worst conclusions, but knowing that Kojo hadn't given up on me yet, that meant a lot. That just means I have to try harder to meet his expectations. It would be easier if I knew what they were. Philosophy later. Kojo's got to your food first. Some days passed, and then before I knew it, it had been weeks. Our daily life was starting to become familiar.
Did you say something?
I shake my head, choosing to focus on my laptop screen instead. The word familiar had a funny taste on my tongue, both welcome and foreign. It's hard to deny that I'm getting used to Kojo being around, though. I glance up, taking in the sight before me. Kojo's working on his laptop in the living room instead of his room, and I had decided to do the same. In front of us lay some seasoned sweet potato wedges that Kojo had made earlier, along with our respective beverages of choice. In short, a picture of domesticity. I think.
Are you thinking weird things again?
No. Kojo glances over at me from above his laptop, amusement written over his face.
You've been cycling through like 50 million expressions in the last 5 minutes, and now your face is red as a beet.
You've been watching me this whole time? Oh. You're right. Why is he so perceptive? Wait. Was he looking at me? It's just really warm in here. Kojo blinks once, then twice, before a notification from his laptop grabs his attention away from me. I let go of a breath that I wasn't even aware I was holding on to. There's something about getting Kojo's undivided attention that makes me feel somewhat flustered. He's dangerous from my heart.
Shit. Sorry. Gotta take this call.
Before I can get a word in, he's already making his way back to his room and chatting away about horrible sounding things such as KPIs and QBRs. Not sure what QBRs are, but they sound scary. Whatever those are. I watch him leave, and a sense of emptiness fast growing in my chest. Funny how little it takes to get used to someone, isn't it? Shaking my head as if that'll help me focus better, I decide to get back to the work at hand. Time seems to pass both slowly and quickly. Kojo still hasn't left his room since he went back in. I didn't get enough work done to be able to warrant a celebratory takeout meal, but I can rustle up a quick meal, I suppose. Humming to myself, I fasten my apron around myself and start rummaging through the shelves. No need to bother Kojo. I can make a meal myself. Although it would taste so much better if he made it. It was yet another proof of the new usual, the feeling I was becoming familiar with. Still, I can't bring myself to be reliant on him like that. Start on my foraging journey through the kitchen cabinets and settle on a true classic, mac and cheese. It's better for him to eat something rather than nothing, right? Right? Time passes quickly as I prep for the meal. It seems like a good idea to add some herbs and some broccoli. Not in the mac and cheese. Well, herbs, yes. Broccoli, no. Put the broccoli to the side, man. Oh, don't ruin mac and cheese like that. It ain't much, but it's honest work. I'm trying to upgrade a box meal. With music playing in the background, it's actually an enjoyable experience. I find myself singing along and even doing a dance step or two. I can see why Cujo likes cooking. This is kind of fun. A little ding over the speaker tells me that someone sent me a message. Scrambling over to my phone, I find that it's a message from Cujo himself. Speak of the devil, or Hellcat. The message is short and sweet. Could you keep it down? Oops. Sorry, Cujo. I wince when I hear how loud my voice carries over the music. Way to go, Petty. What I'm sure is the definition of a sheepish expression. I turn down the music and try my best to focus on the task at hand. Well, maybe just a little bit louder should be okay. Of course, after about 3 or 4 songs, it's gotten as loud as before. The gourmet mac and cheese is almost ready, so I find myself wondering whether Cujo will want to join me or not. Mulling over whether to knock on his door or text him, I turn around and bump straight into him, letting out a loud gasp. Cujo, what are you doing here? Darn it, I better not be blushing again. It was a futile thought, though. In order to prevent me from falling over, Cujo's arms were secured around my waist and my hands were braced against his torso. Don't overthink it, don't overthink it. Yet I can't stop myself. Each second ticks by, feeling longer than it should, and I'm hyper aware of the way our bodies are pushed together, how his hands rest on me. I know that, were my breath to catch in between my feelings, he'd feel it too.
I was gonna ask you to turn down the music, but...
If I peer closely, I think I can see Cujo's blush too. I wonder if the same thoughts are rushing through his head.
You looked like you were having fun. I didn't want to interrupt.
Wait, did I? I'm sorry. I'm like thinking, like maybe I didn't fix everything from, what was it, yesterday? Okay, I did. I'm good then. Sorry, I didn't mean to do it on purpose. It's just some of these songs are so good and, well, how am I going to explain to him that it's probably better to listen to the music than my off-key singing? Instead, I choose to end my sentence with a shaky laugh. Cujo frowns ever so slightly, and it gives me a pang of remorse. I don't like the look of that one bit. Once more, the moments of silence between us feel like minutes in his arms. And I know I should step back, but I can't bring myself to do it just yet. His warmth, his arms around me. It's hard to feel like I can step away without a sense of loss.
If you're worried about me hearing, I always have headphones on me. You know that.
But I feel a little frozen, stunned into silence. Even when it's him facing an issue, he's still thinking of me. I'm not even sure if I deserve such kindness. Without a moment's hesitation, I wrap my arms around his neck and pull him into a tight hug. Thanks, Cujo. I know he's taken by surprise, but I hope he realizes my actions can convey my gratitude much better than my words could. I realize that, for us, this is a lot of physical contact. I usually hold back for Cujo's sake, but right now I can't help myself. After what feels like an eternity, just as I'm about to step back, I feel his arms hug me in response. I don't want him to let go. It's a shockingly simple thought, and yet it fills my heart with an indescribable feeling of warmth and comfort. The strength of his arms, contrasting with the tenderness of his hold. Being in Cujo's arms is a wonderful place to be. So warm. So... I turn around almost faster than the speed of light and gasp, seeing billows of smoke rising from the pot on the stovetop. Cujo, that's supposed to be our dinner! Before I can even bring myself to react to the potential of burning down the whole building, Cujo was already turning off the heat and slams a nearby lid onto the pot. His words are followed by a sigh of relief, and he turns towards me.
Are you okay?
Fine. I nod back, letting him know I'm just fine. Shock subsides pretty quickly, knowing that things are under control. I'm so sorry, Cujo. I really wanted to make a nice meal for the two of us. Cujo glances once towards the pot, as if curious about its contents. It's far too late to check now, I think. He's been busy at work all day. It doesn't feel right. Are you sure? I lean in slightly in order to gauge his mood. Should have I insisted on takeout? Maybe I should have. Is it too late? Is it too late to go back? Wait a minute. I should have thought about that a little bit more. Hold on. Right, he's been working all day, right? I don't think it really would be fair to make him cook, since he's been working all day. So maybe we should insist on getting takeout. Because it's like, imagine like, you know, you come home from working all day, and then your partner's like, hey, are you gonna cook dinner? And of course, you know, you want your partner to be happy, so you're like, yeah, sure, even though you're like really tired. Now, sure, you know, his tiredness is a little bit different, but still tired nonetheless, so yeah, you know what? I'll change my choice. But what if he really I'm sorry. I was so sure, but now it's like, but like, you know, what if he actually really wants to cook? Because he said he likes cooking for others. And I shouldn't deny him that. You see, this is where getting chat's opinion would help a lot. Like, what do you guys think is like the better choice? Because, you know, like, we do know he was working all day, right? But we also know that he likes to cook for others. Oh man. You know what? I think I'll just go with my first choice. 'Cause if it's something he wants to do, then I suppose we should just let him do it, right? Like, I'm thinking about this so seriously because literally one wrong choice and you'll get the bad ending. Literally, like, no matter, like, so let's say for example, if there's like 4 choices in the game, if you get even one of them wrong, so if you get like 3 out of 4, you're instantly put on like the bad ending. Which is why I'm like considering this so much right now. I mean, not that I don't want to show you guys the bad ending, but it's just easier to get the bad ending than the good ending. That's the thing. It's like you get like a 1 in 4 chance of getting the good ending compared to like most hidden point games. It's like some of them they allow you to like it's up to like probably 2 choices, 2, 3, and still get the good ending. But yeah. Yeah, I rarely run into ones where like if you mess up even once, you're automatically on the bad ending. Like I said, rarely. I run into these kinds of visual novels, but hey, they keep you on your toes. Okay, I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna just ask if he's sure. Because again, he said he likes cooking for others. And like I'd also feel kind of bad insisting like, yeah, and like, no, we are going to get takeout. Because I feel like, I'm pushing my wants or something. Whatever. I'll just go with my original choice. Yep. I lean in slightly in order to gauge his mood. I don't mind you wanting to cook, but it's going to take a while to clean this up, isn't it? No way, it's my favorite mac and cheese pot.
I'm pretty sure it's your only one.
Which makes it even more special. I huff and mock annoyance, especially in response to the smile Cujo's barely holding back. Anyway, the point is that I know you've been hard at work all day, so I don't want you to do any more work. I know, but do you think you'd be okay with getting takeout tonight instead?
Huh?
Yeah, when you call the restaurant and ask. With a sound that lands somewhere between a scoff and a laugh, he playfully bumps my shoulder.
I know that's stupid. But yeah, let's go for takeout.
I open the app on my phone with a smile and hold it up to him. Your call tonight. With a look of utter concentration, Cujo browses through the listings. I glance briefly at him while also looking at the screen. Cujo looks through every option, checking the menu and rating for each restaurant and browsing through the top reviews. He's taking this way too seriously. At this rate, the only option we'll have left is Taco Bell. Should we narrow down a few faves and go from there? Cujo nods, marking a few of his favorites, and we work off those. Time passes so easily with Cujo these days. I wish this feeling would never end. It's so late, yet I've never felt more awake. After dinner, I decide to push for some extra work. My good mood inspires creativity, and before I know it, it's midnight. I stand in the kitchen wondering what would satisfy some late-night craving when I notice that the light in Cujo's room is also on. I wonder if he joined me. My feet make their way to Cujo's door practically on their own, but I hesitate on whether or not to knock on his door. Nothing happens out of inaction, I know, but my raised fist hovers above the door, unsure of whether or not to make the move. The door opens all of a sudden, and Cujo's left looking at me with one fist raised. Kind of like a very awkward maneki neko.
Huh?
Cujo seems slightly wary of what I'm about to say as he stands at the doorway with his arms crossed. The action stretches the fabric of his hoodie taut across his muscles, drawing attention to the fact he isn't exactly lacking in that area. He kicks a leg out to cross it casually over the other, and my attention is divided. Dear God. I can't help but think that he looks damn good. Have his shoulders always been this wide? I feel like I should have noticed this earlier at the very least. Part of me tries not to focus on that, or any similar train of thought. I can't risk my mind ending up in dangerous places. It's past midnight. Kujo doesn't look any different than he did a few hours ago, yet I feel like I'm checking him out shamelessly. Genuinely, what is wrong with me? Though, with the display in front of me, I don't think I can be blamed for my mind wandering. Just a little? Joe stands up a bit straighter, either oblivious to my mounting panic or anticipating that I'm going to say something absolutely idiotic in 3, 2, 1. Did you know that the Maneki Nekos are not in fact waving at people passing by, but beckoning them to come in? Kujo stares back at me blinking, and I return the gesture in kind. Well, I totally could have said something worse, I suppose. I've already committed to the weird part. I might as well say what's on my mind at this point. Do you want to join me for a rendezvous? Nightcap? Midnight escapade? Wait, that's not the right term. What is it? I was hoping to go to the convenience store for a slushie, and I was wondering if you'd like to come along. Kujo looks like a ton of bricks had been dropped on him as he stares back at me with a look of incredulity. I hate words, man. I hate them. Oh god, maybe I've overstepped a boundary here. What if this is one move too impulsive for him? Oh, you don't have to come along. I know it's pretty late and all, and I don't want...
No, it's okay. I just misread the situation a bit.
Huh?
Can you give me 5 minutes to get ready? Thanks.
And with that, Kujo shuts the door on me. Yeah, I don't find it as jarring as I would have when we first met. Call it intuition, but I don't think that was a particularly malicious door closing, though. His saying he misread the situation caught me off guard, too. What did he mean by that? Pacing around the front door with my keys in hand, I mull over every situation possible behind Kujo's words. He doesn't give me much time to mull over things, though, as he walks up to me. I am reminded, yet again, of how his hoodie really engulfs him. With a questioning eyebrow raised towards me, Kujo comes to stand beside me. I smile at him as I open the door. The bracing nighttime air does little to warm me up, making me walk more briskly than usual. Kujo has no problem keeping up with me without any real effort. The silence isn't uncomfortable, but I feel like I can't let this opportunity pass me by. I glance at him, only to find him doing the same towards me.
Spit it out already.
Huh?
You got something on your mind, I can tell. What is it?
Nothing. Actually, it's just insanely hard to put into words what I'm thinking right now. Is it physical attraction or emotional bonding that I'm feeling towards Kujo? Or as the meme says, ¿Por qué no los dos? I don't know what that means, so if anybody here speaks Spanish, if you know what it means, do let me know. I hear Kujo sigh quietly beside me as he takes a few extra steps and comes to face me.
You're worrying me. Is everything okay?
I can almost feel the concern radiating off him, so I decide to take a more joking tone in response. What? I thought you'd appreciate the blessed silence for a bit.
I'm beginning to get used to it, let's say.
Damn, bro saying I yap too much. I mean, I know I do, but like, come on. I can't help it. Cause like, you know, when I get talking about visual novels, I really can't help myself, okay? And they're just so good. He's trying his hardest to keep himself from smiling, I can tell. It makes me grin like an idiot. So you like it loud, huh? I'm feeling particularly mischievous. There's something about Kujo's company tonight that's so intoxicating. I can see Kujo's face explode into a fierce blush at my words, even under the streetlights, as he chokes on whatever it was he was going to say.
What do you mean?
Come on, drop me a hint. What you into? I lean in slightly, but he doesn't make any attempt to lean back. His mumble is barely audible, so I lean in another inch. Did you say photos? Well, nothing wrong with the. What? What's this misunderstanding that's going on here? Hold on, wait. I'm sorry, wait. Let me just go back real quick, just to... Okay. Oh. Oh, is it like that? Is it like that? Oh. As realization dawns on me that Kujo had taken my teasing question seriously, I feel my own face flush. Otherwise, huh? I could be into that, too. With a huff that didn't have an ounce of malice in it, Kujo decides to take large strides and walk away from me. I can hear him mumbling as he walks off.
Don't know what the fuck possessed me to talk about it just like that.
That's something new. I've literally never heard that before. Alright, huh? I can't help but laugh a little at his embarrassment. It really does help me feel less self-conscious. Typical Kujo. Never change, please. I realize that the convenience store is to my right, and that Kujo has walked further ahead. I call out to him, hoping to catch his attention. Kujo! Hey, Kujo! He turns around and almost immediately, and I point at the convenience store, the giggle escaping my lips as I rush in. 20 minutes later, out of which I spent 18 deliberating over what flavor slushie to get, we find ourselves in the deserted town plaza, with only a sliver of the moon for company. Kujo shakes his own slushy cup firmly before taking a sip.
I'm surprised there's still any ice left in this.
Look, I said I'm sorry for taking so long. It's honestly more weird that you knew exactly what flavor you wanted right off the bat.
There's only one good flavor, that's why.
So not true. How can you be so dismissive of blue raspberry?
Can you even taste any of that in your Frankenstein drink?
Well. No, I can't taste it at all. Damn it. Maybe not, but I know it's in there, and that's about cut to count for something. I take a drink of my slushie with a bit too much enthusiasm, resulting in a moment's brain freeze. So worth it, though. A shiver runs down my spine, and I can hear Kujo chuckling softly to my right. I stick my tongue out at him reflexively, which somehow makes him laugh even more.
Your tongue. It's all blue.
Is it now? I try to glance down. There's not much to see, but there is a glimpse of blue indeed. A thought hits me right then, all of a sudden. Kujo laughed? There's nothing particularly unique about the sight in front of me. It's the same Kujo, leaning against the barricade that surrounded the plaza, with the gentle smile he's wearing. It's all for me. I mean, it's for me, all for me. My heart feels like it's about to burst, out of affection, endearment, and so much more. It's Cujo who breaks eye contact first, and I notice the light flush on his cheeks as he looks upwards. I love the way he laughs. I feel like I would climb the Andes just to see him smile once again.
It's nice being outside like this.
His voice is a lot softer than what I've heard before. You want to do this more often? He nods before taking a sip of his drink, and after a moment's pause, he begins to speak again.
It's been a while since I've been out so late. Didn't realize the stars looked so pretty from this spot.
I look upwards, following his gaze. Despite the neon lights that seem to surround us all the time, in this city, the stars shine bright and clear. Cujo doesn't look back at me, choosing instead to focus on the stars as he keeps talking. We get backstory! He pauses, as if he's taking the time to gather his thoughts, or his emotions. It's hard to tell.
Anyway, like I said, it's been a while, so thanks. This was fun.
At that, he turns towards me, and I feel my heart skip a beat. I know he's got things from his past that he'd like to keep private, but here he is, sharing with me a bit about his past, and a smile so sweet that the slushy felt bland on my tongue by comparison. Oh. I wonder if this is what falling in love feels like. If this was like the movies, then there would be fireworks going off in the sky. The camera would probably get a close-up of me, and the music in the background would change to suit the mood. Instead, I end up sneezing. Cujo's eyes widen in surprise, and he moves closer to me to rest the back of his hand on my cheek.
Shit, you're freezing. Let's get you back inside.
I shake my head vehemently, clasping onto the wrist of the hand he held up to my cheek. If I don't say something now, then he will never know how much the past 5 minutes have meant to me.
Do you want to hold my hand or something?
No, silly. I just wanted to say... Oh god, one more... So, it sounds literally like me when I have a sneeze coming on while I'm streaming. Oh god, it's always so miserable. I turn my face as fast as I can in order to catch my sneeze in my sleeve.
Shit. Are you one of those people that can't stop sneezing once you start?
I nod weakly. A serial sneezer, that's me. I can tell Cujo wants to say something, but instead he chooses to shake his head and pull out his phone. After a quick ride, we're back home and Cujo takes me to my bedroom rather unceremoniously. I can't help but wish it was under different circumstances. He prepares hot chocolate in a matter of minutes, and I grip the mug with both hands, savoring its warmth. I'm sorry I ruined our date, kinda. Date? Hold on, what? It was a date! I know I'm taking a risk by calling the outing a date, but to my surprise, Cujo doesn't object to that.
Just take an extra jacket next time. I can't believe you walked out wearing just that when it was so cold.
I didn't think it was going to be that cold, honestly.
You were practically inhaling your slushie. You would have been cold no matter what.
I'm not sure that's how it works, Cujo. The words die on my lips as he gives me a withering gaze, indicating that he is not in the mood to discuss epidemiology with me at that moment. Could have given me your jacket, you know. The words are hardly louder than a grumble, as I choose to follow up the slip of my tongue with a sip of hot chocolate.
I would've, if I was wearing something else under it.
What? I choke on my drink, hot chocolate sputtering everywhere. Kujo seems to have caught on to what he blurted out moments after saying it aloud. The two of them. A disaster. I have to try my hardest not to burst out laughing, seeing him try to gather the last of his dignity. You're cute. Has anyone told you that?
Cute?
I can't hold back my laughter then, hearing the absolute anguish that one small word uttered by Kujo could carry. This was too much fun. His glare doesn't hold a shred of vitriol, instead only making him look once again cute. Yet there's a feeling of happiness in my heart that I have not felt in a very, very long time. Feeling that everything will work out. Let's get this bread! With a grin, I look at my own computer screen. The satisfaction of having met a close deadline making me feel elated. I grab my phone and fire away a quick text to Kujo. Let's celebrate. Get some fancy dinner. His reply is almost instantaneous. What's that? Your usual takeout order with extra dessert? Rude! Anger takes a few moments to dissolve into a giggle as Kujo's next message pops up. Let's make something together. We have time. I can feel my face lighting up with joy. The chance to cook together with Kujo makes me so happy. I could be dancing across the kitchen at this very moment. I fire back a quick response asking if I need to do a grocery run and if we have enough ingredients, and the immediate response I get is, nah. Nah. Is that, nah, you don't need to do a grocery run, but we still may need some groceries, or nah, we don't have enough groceries? Thankfully, I didn't have to dwell on that philosophical conundrum for long. Kujo joins me in the living room within minutes.
Ready?
As I'll ever be. I smile with as much goodwill as I can muster at that point, knowing that Kujo will, indeed, be forgiving of every kitchen mishap that's coming up. Because it's me, so there would definitely be kitchen mishaps. You're ready, Kujo. Here's hoping my fake bravado brings at least one laugh out of him. Kujo shoots me a grin and flicks a stray lock of hair falling into his eyes before grabbing his apron in the kitchen.
I don't know why you're making this out to be a competition. But if that's what you want, then you should know I do hate to lose.
The momentary casual display of confidence has my heart skipping multiple beats. Damn it, where was this Kujo hiding all this time? So much so that I forget to finish off my joke by asking him if he's ready for me to mess up the kitchen again, as I usually do. Finding the blush on my cheeks, I hurry off after him, trying my best to act as cool and casual as possible. Though we both know I'm terrible at that. Kujo was proficient in his way around the kitchen. It was almost as if he had been living in this apartment all along. I'm quite used to his presence by now, enough to wish that he would always be here, actually. As he rummaged through the refrigerator, I found my thoughts drifting once again to how comfortable this felt. How right it all was. I'm filled with gratitude for my impulsive 3 a.m. decision, all of a sudden.
Huh?
It was Kujo's waving hand that caught my attention. I let out an involuntary gasp as I was jolted back to the present.
Oh?
I'm fine, yeah. Totally fine. I guess you could say, cat got my chong. No. I'm sorry. That was just, no. I saw a flicker of emotion pass across Kujo's face, behind the obviously concerned expression he wore. Oops. Terrible attempt at lightening up the mood. It was true, though. Being around Kujo made me more nervous than expected these days. I was happy, elated even, to spend time with him. Yet there was a feeling akin to dread forming at the pit of my stomach that I couldn't make sense of. A funny feeling I did not have a word for. No, I'm fine, really. I'm probably just a little delirious with happiness from actually beating my deadline. But apart from that, I'm all good. I don't blame Cujo for not buying that one. Thankfully, he doesn't question me, as he asks me to dice a few vegetables, while he takes care of measuring and prepping all the condiments and other ingredients. Cujo, my knife skills are elementary at best.
Just call your style avant-garde. You'll feel better that way.
I can't help but giggle at the very Cujo-esque way he was trying to cheer me up. I glanced sideways at him and noticed a faint smile on his lips. I wished he could smile like this all the time. And I wish it was me who was making him smile like this. Our eyes meet, and he offers me a smile that I can only describe as fond, before concentrating back on making some type of sauce. I want to tell him I like him so much, but I want to do it right. I have to do it right. It isn't like me to be this hesitant. With Cujo though, I want to make sure I'm taking the proper steps. It's at that point that I slip up. Before I realize it, there's a gash across the palm of the hand that was holding the carrot in place. Oh god, oh no, the blood! The horror! With a gasp, I step backwards and grip my hand. The knife falls, clattering to the floor, and gets Cujo's attention. He's beside me in a flash, but I notice that he freezes up as he's reaching out to me. His gaze is fixated on my hand, filled with horror. When I look down at my own hand, I can see... Word? What is this? Rivulets of blood streaming down past my wrist. It looks like a bloody mess to say the least. But not as bad as Cujo does right now. He looks pale, and I notice his hands tremble ever so slightly. Cujo. I don't manage to say anything more as he shakes his head and lets out a shuddering breath. Is it that he's not good with blood? Or is there something else to this?
I'm okay. It's fine. I'm okay. I'm fine.
His words are hardly more than mumbles, and they sound like they're more to encourage himself rather than be directed at me.
First thing to do is... Fuck.
He reaches out to the kitchen countertop to steady himself. His breathing is clearly labored, and I can't help but want to reach out to him. But anything I do in this condition will probably make it worse for him. I should remain calm. Cujo, don't worry. This is fine. I got this, okay? He merely nods in response, and I nod back and head towards the kitchen sink. I'm just going to check on the cut. You tell me if you need anything, okay? His back is turned towards me, so I can't tell if he's communicating with me non-verbally. Still, I want to reassure him that I'm here and near if he needs me. I hold the cut tightly for a few more minutes, looking here and there in between to Cujo. He doesn't seem to mind. We're standing so close that I can feel the warmth radiating from his back against me. It's reassuring in a way, and I hope it feels somewhat the same for him. Thankfully, the cut doesn't seem too bad. It just looked more horrific than it was. I let the water drain over the cut, washing away the telltale signs of the injury. As I straighten up, I feel a thud against my shoulder. Turning, I feel Cujo's soft ear tickle my cheek. As he leans back and rests his head on my shoulder, eyes shut.
I'm sorry. I fucked that one up, didn't I?
Not at all. It's fine. I hesitate, wondering if I should ask him about what exactly happened. His breathing seems more even now, but he sounds tired, for lack of a better word. I hold up my palm to eye level, inspecting it carefully. No, I think it's fine. It stopped bleeding and I finished cleaning it.
Do you need help dressing it?
Are you sure? Its words cut off as he heaves a sigh. I can tell he is gathering his thoughts, so I wait for his response patiently.
Are you okay with hearing a story after?
The word story weighs heavily on my heart, as if sharing the tale would be of significance. I nod, asking him to take a seat at the dining table beside me. Kujo joins me with a first aid kit in hand. There's a minute or two of silence between us as he dresses up the wound. I can tell he's trying to go slow, his actions and gestures deliberate. It's helping me to gather myself too. I can't help but think that our relationship will no longer be the same after this conversation. Kujo clears his throat slightly before starting to speak.
When I care for someone, I feel like... well, like they can't do anything wrong, and agreeing with them is always the right option. Sometimes people take advantage of that. My ex was one of them.
Kujo. I reached out with my free hand and rested on his clenched fist, hoping it would provide him with some sense of comfort. This can't be easy for him. He gives me a smile in return, brief but heartfelt, before he continues speaking. I have to hold back a gasp, realizing I had unwittingly hit such a sensitive topic on our first meeting. The sentence ends with a mirthless laugh, which turns into a slight frown. I can hear the bitterness seeping into his voice, proof that this had taken so much of a toll on him.
It's just me who couldn't walk away.
No way is it your fault, Kujo. It's not on you. It feels obvious to say this, but words can be reassuring. I know that much. He looks up at me, and the expression on his face almost takes my breath away. I've never seen Kujo look so vulnerable, so broken. I can feel his clenched fist tremble slightly under my hand.
Sorry, I really didn't want to dump all this on you. But seeing you hurt like that, I had no idea what came over me.
He hesitates, as if unsure whether to continue down this line of thought or not.
No.
That's horrible. How could someone do that? My words slipped out without a second's thought. It seems appalling to me, though, to use something like that for emotional blackmail. I'm mad on his behalf. There are tears welling up in his eyes, that he's fighting so hard to keep at bay. I reach up to run my thumb across his cheeks. The gesture seems to comfort him as he breathes in sharply.
I don't want to fuck things up between us. For you, but I'm so scared.
No, Gojo.
You mean a hell of a lot to me. I don't think I could have stuck it out if it was anyone else.
No. Dang it. My heart is soft. I mean, softer than usual. Me saying my heart is soft, it's like, yeah, I think your heart is already pretty soft. Its words come out as a mild surprise to me. I didn't even realize that I'd had such a huge impact on him. No, I'm sure you're giving me too much credit. Gojo shakes his head vehemently in response, wiping away a stray tear.
It means so much to me.
Wow, respecting boundaries is so sexy, isn't it, guys? You too could get a partner if you do these two things. Click here to find out how. Let me stop.
Fuck knows where I would have been without that, honestly.
I don't think I've ever heard him speak this much at length before, or speak with such emotion. A part of me knows that this is proof of him opening up to me and trusting me.
I want to change, but I'm scared that I can't.
And you know what? That's so real though. A lot of people who've had terrible relationships, or even whether romantic, familial, or platonic, you know, it's hard. Like, I'm not saying I personally know what it's like, because I don't, but I know that there are a lot of people out there who have had like just as traumatic situations where it's, how to say it, where like if they're not getting the help they need, like a therapist, they may end up falling into like the same situations that they were in before. It's like they're not being taught the ways to like look for like the patterns or whatever else, right? And obviously, you know, those who are fortunate enough to get the help that they need, it still doesn't make it like 100% certain that they won't end up in a similar situation. Because again, some people, they're liars essentially. All people lie, right? And there have been like so many occasions where like somebody gets together with somebody and they seem like this really great person, but then after you're like with them for a while, suddenly they're like hell on earth, and it's like, what happened? Like, why did they do this sudden 180 turn, right? So it's not always a guarantee, because some people just don't show their true colors until later. So yeah, it just really sucks that generally good people end up with such terrible people. Let me just end that tangent right there, because I'll probably keep going on and on. Words feel heavy on my tongue, but I know I have to say them now rather than later. Gojo, it's okay not to be okay, you know? I mean, heck, if you've been with me all these days, you've seen me say the stupidest of things, probably seen me do even more stupid things. But that's okay, because that's who I am. I take a deep breath, making sure my words are as focused as possible. We're all on sorry, hold on. Not only do I have like fucking a burp, there's goddamn cats. 1 second, guys. Gosh darn, cat was goddamn picking at the door. Alright. Try this again. We're all on some type of journey, right? There's still time to figure things out, to get where we want to. I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's okay, and you're okay. You don't have to worry on my account. We're just simply not, but he doesn't quite seem to be on the verge of tears anymore. Maybe my words got through to him after all. But it's not enough. I can tell. I think hard on what it is that Kujo needs to hear most at this point. You know, as much as I want to sit there and be like, yeah, you know, I'll be there for you, you know, it's also like, this is also not my issue. I know, that sounds kind of like mean, but like, it's the thing. Like, people can only help you so much. The change has to, is like, that's like, you know, like how people say like, you can't help people who don't want to be helped. It's kind of the same thing here, where it's like, if you want to change, you have to want to change yourself. And relying on somebody to help you change is not a good idea. You know? And what I mean by that is like, I suppose like wholly relying on them. Like sure, it'd be fine if you go to them like a few times for like, oh, what do you think about this or like that, and then still ultimately making your own choice. But like relying on them to help you every step of the way, it's kind of like, well then at that point you're not really changing yourself, are you? You're letting somebody else change you. That's just how I personally feel. I don't know if I got all the right answers. I can't remember. If we don't end up getting the good ending, I will quickly go back through this and pick all the right ones so that you can also see the good ending. But yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. If you want something to happen, you have to make it happen yourself. Whether that's changing or wanting to do better, essentially. You can do it. I know it. I know these words sound so easy, but if there's anyone that's strong enough to overcome any hurdle, it's you, Kujo. Truly believe this. The way he tackled everything, from moving in with me to where we are now, he really can't do anything he sets his mind to. Kujo doesn't respond for what feels like an eternity, as if he's sitting and absorbing my words. He speaks after a while, his voice sounding more dull than I had ever heard it before. Something feels off, but I can't place a finger on it. This is Kujo's battle to fight, and I really should not be overstepping my boundaries. I know this. But there's a little feeling in my heart that tells me I've misinterpreted this wrong, or said the wrong thing. Kujo doesn't allow me to dwell on my thoughts, though, as he stands up and throws a casual smile at me.
Let me take care of dinner. You should go and rest up.
Before I can get a word in, though, he's already back in the kitchen. I look on even after he's long gone. There's something about his demeanor that's hard to pinpoint, like he's had the fight taken out of him. I tell myself that it must be a result of the emotional upheaval he's gone through. The least I can do at a time like this is respect his request for space. So I head back to my room since I have nothing else to do. It was the start of a new chapter of our relationship, but something I did not envision. Our relationship changes from that day onwards. At first, it's the small things. Good morning, Kujo.
Good morning.
If you made it, then there's no way I can pass it up. Thanks. With a cursory wave thrown over his shoulder, he goes back to his room. At first, it doesn't seem like he's being too different from the way he acted when we first met. I guess it's just more natural for him to keep to himself. I can't help but let out a sigh as I look at the veritable feast in front of me. I thought we were getting somewhere. Nope, it's probably all in your mind, Betty. He's acting the same as he always does, as he always has. Kujo hasn't changed, but have I? That thought keeps me up more than I care to admit, in all honesty. After our heart-to-heart, he was the same, but it was my perception of him that had changed. It never occurred to me that he'd been through so much. It makes me want to protect him. Oh, jeez. It's not the right one. It's definitely not the right one. I test the words by saying them aloud, and it feels right. Goddamn motorcyclists. Maybe it's just my perception, but I feel like Kujo has been... Listen, can you drive off already? Has been so much more listless and tired as of late. Perhaps it's just the fact that I've pushed him to overexert himself and be more sociable around me. If it was my fault that he was like this, then it would be my responsibility to make sure that he's alright, isn't it? That's right, I would take care of him. I'd been the one who had been looking out for him in the past anyway, hadn't I? When I knew he was overworked, I let him know that he didn't have to do any more work. When he was down, I'm the one who told him that he was strong enough to handle anything that came his way. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed the jar of origami stars that I had made in the past. Each of the little stars represented a wish, a hope. Maybe it was just the fates at play that brought us together. Because I think that there could be no other reason that Kujo and I cross paths. I understood him like no one else could, after all. Do you think we should watch a movie tonight, Kujo? I noticed hesitation almost immediately. I noticed his hesitation almost immediately, and given that he's sitting right next to me on the couch. Though I'm so tuned into his actions these days that I feel like I could pick up his moods at a glance, no matter how close or far we are. He still hasn't spoken, so I reach out to place a comforting hand on his arm. What is it?
I thought you wanted to go to that open mic night at the bar off King Street. We told your friends.
He's so sweet. Thinking of what I want, even at a time like this, even though it should be me thinking of him. Oh, don't worry about it. You hate crowds, don't you? The godforsaken sirens. I could never take you somewhere you wouldn't like. Don't worry about the others, I've already let them know.
Crowds? No, I'm fine.
Are you sure? He's told me in the past that he doesn't like alcohol, and that he doesn't like parties, so surely he must not like crowds either, too. At any rate, it doesn't hurt to be a little overly too cautious, does it? Gojo seems puzzled over something. I see him worrying at his lip as he's looking back at me. I'm pretty sure you told me sometime in the past about your dislike of crowds, Kujo.
I guess I did.
It was a very Kujo-esque response, short and to the point. Yet the words seemed to cut through me like glass shards in ice. I smiled, hoping to push those feelings of discomfort down as I grabbed the remote and opened our favorite VOD services app. I'm doing this for your good, Kujo, believe me. Do you know what you want to watch tonight? If you don't have a choice, I'll just pick a favorite of mine. Kujo simply nods his head, choosing instead to scroll through something on his phone instead of verbalizing his response. I know she makes me laugh a little. I've never seen him be this accommodating before. It's almost cute in a way. It occurs to me then that in this relationship, it will always be me that has to make the first move. What better time to do it than a movie night date at home? Isn't that what Netflix and chill is all about anyway? As the opening credits start playing, I'm already planning out how to make my move. Jesus Christ. I know he won't dislike it, of course, because I know how to read him better than he can himself. We become lovers soon enough. Good morning, Kujo. I'm sorry. I'm really forcing this out of my mouth right now. There's a lit in my voice, but I can't help but feel happy whenever I see him. I'm not sure if I woke up earlier than usual or he woke up later than he usually does. Usually breakfast is ready by now, but it seems like he's still prepping at this point. Or maybe we're getting used to each other's rhythms given that we share a bed nowadays. I can't help but gasp at the light at seeing the breakfast he's prepared for me. He's one of my favorites, Kujo. You're so sweet. Aww.
It's fine. Hey, listen. I have an early work meeting. Do you mind if I go?
Not at all. Don't worry about it. Kujo smiles briefly before leaving the dining table. I can't help but think that his work is absolutely overworking him. He is always working, if not hanging out with me, and he always looks so tired. It's true that over the past few weeks I feel like Kujo has been somewhat preoccupied, as if his mind is elsewhere. Here, but not really here. It hasn't stopped him from being the most perfect boyfriend one could imagine, though. He's perfectly attentive, always there when I need him, and he'd do anything I would ask of him, really. I must thank the Animal Folk Agency when I get the chance. A successful relationship would look good on their books after all. That thought in mind, I finish my breakfast and decide to start off my workday by sending that email to the ARA. And that was the last I saw of Kujo today. Sometimes, yes, I do feel lonely. Feel like we spend less time with each other than we did before. I think of our midnight convenience store adventures and how we would silently work together in the living room. We don't do things like that anymore. But I tell myself it's because he's busy with work and that he must be tired. He spends all his spare time with me in the house. We hardly even go out anywhere because we want to spend all of our time with each other. But there's a tiny voice at the back of my mind that keeps on screaming out that something isn't right. No, he loves me. I know him. He loves me. My whispers sound like shouts to my ear, echoing the thoughts that keep on circling in my mind. He loves me, that's why we are together, right? The next morning, I'm woken up by a series of knocks on my door, soft yet loud enough to catch my attention. Hi. Of course, it's that time of the year when the whole team has to be in crunch mode. I was worrying over nothing. Kujo still loves me. My internal and somewhat vocal breakdown from last night now seems trivial thanks to his subtle reassurance. I'm so incredibly lucky. I have to vocalize the thought in order to allow for it to have the cheerful effect it should have on me. Maybe the problem lies within me. I grab my phone, deciding this might be something better to talk over with a friend. However, as I'm scrolling through, I begin to notice something. I haven't messaged anyone for months. A strange sort of unease begins to build up in my chest, one that begins to feel suffocating very soon. Without a moment's thought, I rush out of my room and knock on Kujo's doors once before opening it. Kujo's words cut off as he looks towards me. Confusion is written all over his expression. Oh shit, he's in a meeting. Why the hell did I just barge in? Kujo takes off his headset and swivels toward me on his chair. God, why do my words feel so choked up? I shook my head while trying to organize my scrambled thoughts in my head. I'm fine, I don't know. I felt like I needed to see you. Like I was afraid you'd left me or something. My voice had dropped down. Oh shit. Too far. I dropped down to a whisper, and the words sounded so foreign to my own ears. I had no idea where they were coming from, or that I've been feeling like this all along. I could feel a lone tear rolling down my cheek, and my hands felt too numb and frozen to brush it away. And then, my next words felt like they were being choked out of my throat, as if my very life depended on it. You won't leave me, will you, Kujo? You're all I have left. Sorry. I had a little voice crack right there. Kujo looked up at me, wide-eyed, and I felt the full burden of his unwavering gaze on me. There's a myriad of emotions flitting across his face, and I want to reach out to him so badly, but I must hear his answer first. A minute or an hour could have passed between us like this, and I wouldn't have been able to tell. But it was Kujo that looked away first, choosing to look down, and following his words were accompanied with a nearly imperceptible sigh.
I couldn't.
I closed my eyes, feeling more tears spill over, but my heart was so happy at his words. Because it's true. Kujo couldn't leave me. He's like a puppet on a string, so easy to acquiesce to what someone asks of him. It would be so dangerous for someone to influence him. But I'm different, you see. I care for him. I know him and always want to make sure that nothing bad happens to him. That's why it's got to be me that protects him, because no one else loves him like I do. Jesus. Alright, what was it? What was the one I did wrong? Jesus. See, like, I literally told you guys, literally, you mess up once. And that's the end. I hate this ending so much. It is terrible. Like, man just wants to do better. What time is it? I think we do have enough time to have these go back through it and get the other ending. Because I thought maybe we might have some time to start Artemis, but nah. Alright, where's the... Ooh. Here we go. I was like, I know there's a walkthrough. Just need to see a... Oh! See, literally, I told you, you do one wrong thing. And that's literally the end. It's the crazy part. Literally, one choice can, like, make a difference. Alright, well... yeah, like I said, we'll just quickly go back through it, and just so we can get to the other ending. Man, you're ready. If anything, I have to let him know that he doesn't need to go through all of this by himself anymore. I want to be the type of person Kujo can rely on, after all. I'll be there to help you, though. You're not alone in this. These particular words, I see Kujo's gaze flicker up to me, instead of the arbitrary focal point he'd been staring at. There's a multitude of emotions in them, and I'm not even sure I can decipher all of them. In fact, I don't think I could even fathom to understand what he had been going through, and how he still managed to be the welcome presence in my life that he currently was. It breaks my heart to think that, all along, there was something I could have helped him with, but I didn't. But right now, I need him to realize that he's not alone. I press on with a shaky laugh. I'm not sure if I'm saying the right thing or the wrong thing right now, but I need him to understand. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if I can be of much help, but... you know, as my second grade teacher used to say, 2 heads are better than 1, even if 1 is a cabbage. I don't know what it is about my words, but they seem to force a choked laugh out of Kujo.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, are you telling me you never heard it before?
No way.
I think it's a cute saying. It suits you. I don't know if it's the sudden burst of laughter, now dying, that seems to be making his shoulders shake, or leftover tears. I can't help but reach out to hold both his hands.
Are you saying that my head looks like a cabbage?
No, you fool. I'm trying to say it's cute like you. Shit. Abort, mission abort! My unexpected words make both of us freeze. The ill-timed compliment feels like it's echoing the silence.
Huh?
We both start off at the same time, then stop as we look at each other. Nah, you first. I feel like I've been talking enough for a while. With a decisive nod, he squeezes back the hands we're holding.
Thanks. For everything.
It's a simple sentiment, but the weight of it feels all too important. There's a warm and fuzzy feeling in my chest, and I feel like I can finally put a name to it. I like Kujo. I like him a lot, actually. And because I know my feelings for him run deep, I'm sure we'll get through everything we have to. Because I like him, and I can't wait for him to tell me that he likes me back too. Trying my best to keep the giddy feelings in check, I can't help but give Cujo a hug. He freezes up at first, but in a matter of moments I feel him gingerly wrap his arms around me. I'm serious, okay? I don't know what or how I can help you with, but whatever it is, I'll be there. We can figure it out as we go. Cujo doesn't reply, but clings to me even more tightly. His sobs are soft and muffled, but I'm willing to be patient with him until it's all out of his system. Because I promised him that I'll always be there for him. I gently, softly pat his back until he's gotten enough out of his system. The part that always comes after an emotional cry is so awkward. I give him a final pat as he pulls back, unsure of where to place my hands after this. I was just trying to maintain some sense of, well, something resembling dignity, as he uses his sleeve to try and dab away extra tears. The timing for this, though, is shockingly terrible, but sweater paws look so adorable on him. I think my heart's about to explode with cuteness. I'm not gonna lie though, I adore sweater paws. Like, I personally love having them myself. Like, if I can, like, ever get, like, a jacket, a hoodie, or even a shirt where I can do, like, sweater paws, I would. Even if his unsuccessful attempt at being his usual standoffish self was a little cute to me. Man, Betty, you really need to get a grip on yourself. Or so I say as I'm trying my hardest not to smile.
You're so weird, you know that?
Weird as in strange, or strange but endearing? Hey. At this point, Cujo was trying his hardest not to crack a smile as well. Looking at him, I couldn't help but give the most undignified snort, which dissolved into full-blown laughter. Cujo joins in too, and soon we were both tearing up for a completely different reason altogether. Here, let me help out. I reach out and grab a tissue, holding it a couple of times before I reached in to wipe his tears. He breathes in sharply, and I realized that the skin that I can feel beneath the tissue is probably quite irritated. Does it hurt?
Ouch.
Ouch? Really? I nod, once again keenly aware of his preference for laconic communication. I hear that chilled tea bags are good for this kind of thing.
That means we'll have to make some tea, though.
Well, it's never a bad idea to have. My words were interrupted by the mortifyingly loud rumble emanating from my stomach. A drink of some type. Oh my god, sorry, that's so embarrassing. It was Cujo's turn to be trying to hide a smile as he stands up first. Oh no, Cujo. Without really thinking, I reach out to grab his hand. This takes him by surprise as he looks from my hand grabbing his wrist to my face and then back. No, as in, like, no need to worry about it. You've been through so much. Wouldn't it be better to rest? Ah, that's right. In all this commotion, I forgot about the cut on my hand. Sure, it'll be fine, but I can handle dinner. Am I sure? Well, yeah, I used to feed myself before you showed up, remember?
Only sometimes. And it wasn't very good food either.
I sigh, unsure of how to reply in the face of such irrefutable truth. Still, it feels like he's being more like his usual self. What a relief that is to see. Okay, fine. Let's compromise. I'll make the rice, and you can handle the other stuff. Kujo seems to be thinking long and hard, as he crossed his arms and regarded my words. It's one thing, I can't really mess it up, right? Kujo uses his other hand to remove my hand from his wrist, and takes this opportunity to hold my hand instead. He then starts to walk towards the kitchen with me in tow.
You can't mess this up. And I appreciate your help. Thanks.
I can't see his face from this angle, but I smile nonetheless. You're always welcome, Kujo. Some time passes as we chat aimlessly between ourselves while taking care of our own tasks. I let out a cheer of happiness as I stand back and look at my fine handiwork rice. Fine handiwork rice, currently in the process of being made. Next step, international fame as I win an episode of Cutthroat Kitten.
Oh.
Eh?
I didn't notice, but you washed the rice, right?
You're meant to wash it? It looks really clean when you take it up the pack, so I didn't know it was meant to clean it or anything. Kujo merely looks at me for a moment before I notice the telltale signs of a laughing fit. Seriously, I've never watched it before, so Kujo!
Sorry.
He's totally not sorry, I can tell. Kujo's almost bent over double trying to contain his laughter. Shaking my head, I chuckle along as well. You can teach me to make it right the next time, right?
Yeah.
He says those words with a smile that holds so much endearment that I can't help but feel happy. Somehow we managed to pull together a meal that night. Maybe I should end now. I don't want to cut it too close. So I will save it here. Because there's only 2 endings, I believe, for both of them. Okay. Nope, that's not the right one. Yeah, there's 4 endings, so 2 for each of them. Good and bad, so... Alright guys, thank you guys for... Nope, that's not it. Thank you guys for coming to stream today. Again, like I said, I did want it to be longer, but this important thing came up that I absolutely cannot miss. Ah, too big. So, yes, I don't think I'll come back, since we pretty much finished, Kujo's route. Probably have to, like, schedule another day for Aramis's. Oof, sorry. Ugh. Stretching feels so good and bad at the same time. I didn't know that was possible. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this though. Or I could come back just to you know what I could do? I could just like record the rest of it and then download the VOD and just stick it together before I like put it up on YouTube. I could do that instead, actually. Okay. Now that that plan is ironed out, because it really doesn't make sense for me to like come back for like half an hour probably just to finish the rest of one route. So yeah, and with that, I will say goodbye, guys. Not gonna read anybody because again, I gotta hurry up on out of here. And yeah, I will see you guys on Monday. I did write up the new schedule. I will post it either today or tomorrow. Hopefully I won't be posting it late again. So Monday is the same as this week, and I think last week as well. So yes, Monday we'll be doing more Siren's Call. How far are we in it? Hold on, let me take a quick look before I end. Now would be a good time to, hurry up Steam. People got places to go. Because if I recall, it said it was like certain percentage done. Yes, I know. Skip, go on. Hurry up. So it says the main game percentage complete is 33.4%. So, judging from that, I'm guessing we still have like a lot more to get through. So, I might try going for as long as I can each day that I stream it. Because if we're only at like 33% after doing how many hours of streams? I'll have to look at it um in the in my YouTube studio, but yeah. Alright. I think I've yapped long enough. So yeah, I will see you guys on Monday for the next stream. Also, keep an eye out for a new slow damage video. I think I will end up posting it today. Yeah, I think I will. So, basically going through it again, but doing Ray's route, the one that I wanted to. I was supposed to read. Now I wouldn't say I'm a pro or anything, but I should be able to handle making a few tempura vegetables and rice at least. Which I had taken the afternoon off work to go and grab a few, probably non-alcoholic drinks with his friends, so I decided to surprise him with dinner when he got back. These were some friends he hadn't met for a long time, what with everything happening in his life. I can't say that I'm not proud of him for making the effort to rebuild relationships like this. And clearly, food is his love language, so I want to show him that I appreciate his efforts by doing this. With a determined nod, I tighten my apron once again and turn on the music that I know will help me focus on the task at hand. Within moments, a classic tune floats through the air and I smile. Oldies, just like Mom used to listen to while cooking. A favorite childhood memory comes back to me, seeing my parents dance around the kitchen floor while one of them prepared dinner. It was always so clumsy and terribly uncoordinated, but it was how they showed love to each other. I wanted to feel that someday too. Singing along to the playlist, I am so immersed in the task at hand that I do not even realize when Cujo's returned home. Singing along at a louder than necessary volume, I turn around and smack right into a familiar figure. There's a familiar feeling of Cujo's arms wrapped around my waist, a strong sense of deja vu, and I smile widely as I place my arms around his shoulder. When did you get back? There's a mischievous smile playing on Cujo's lips as he holds me close to his body.
Not too long ago. You look like you were having fun, though. I didn't want to interrupt.
Those were almost the same exact words he told me last time he was holding me like this. He remembers it too. From this distance, I can smell his cologne, the sharp, fresh citrus that I'm beginning to feel like is my favorite scent in the entire world. Reaching up and leaning in, I place a quick kiss on his cheek, which takes him by surprise. I can't help but let out a small laugh at his almost instantaneous blush. Well, dinner's almost ready, so any ideas on how you want to spend the next 10 minutes?
Huh?
He tries to peer over my head towards the prepared food, but I hold his chin and tilt his face back towards me. Nuh-uh. It's meant to be a surprise, but you came back too early, so now you have to wait. You can do that for me, can't you? I can feel the slight shift of energy that my action brings, the way his gaze shifts and how his arms tense ever so slightly. Okay. Cujo simply nods, which makes me smile as I take a step backwards. You're so cute when you behave.
Behave? I always...
The rest of the words die on his lips as I look back towards him with an arched brow, as if questioning his protest. It was Dennis about to say, I always behave. Like, whoa, okay. Cujo crosses his arms with a slight huff, as if that is enough to cover up the blush dusting his cheeks. I have to turn around and face away from him before I respond to him, so that I don't end up having a laughing fit at what I know will be a shockingly cute expression. Good boy. I can hear the shuffling of his feet pause as my words take effect on him. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. Dinner goes extremely well that evening. The joys of shared meals are something I begin to appreciate more and more with every passing day. I remember to take in all of Cujo's culinary advice, and over time, my own culinary skills aren't too shabby either. We're both growing as individuals and, well, whatever we are. More than flatmates, less than a couple. Yet. But we are comfortable in growing. That's what matters.
Nope. I don't think I can leave the house for the rest of the year.
I felt that. I tried my best not to laugh at his uncharacteristically dramatic outburst. Come on, it wasn't so bad, was it? Cujo glares back at me for my blithe remark. Or, well, I assume it's a glare. It's quite dark in the hallway, accounting for the fact that it's closer to 3 a.m. than not. I tried my hardest to suppress a laugh as I slip off my shoes. I thought you were having a bit of fun there.
I was not.
Please, who was it that was literally so excited talking about— wait, who was it you were talking to Maze about? Maze?
Denpa music. But that was just a one-off.
And I thought you were also having fun secretly judging everyone in the impromptu game of Never Have I Ever.
Well, weren't you?
At that, I can't help but laugh. Yes, but oh my god, Cujo, you should have seen your face when Kai took a shot when the mile-high question came.
Well, I mean, people do that? It just sounds really uncomfortable. And, anyway, that's not the point here. I just don't get why I got roped into your friend's bachelorette party.
Well, we're friends with the bride and not the groom. Yes, you're her friend too. Cujo sighs, more out of self-consciousness than anything else, as he reaches out to hold my hand. I thought it would feel more strange. My boyfriend was on such good terms with my friends, but they all had become fond of Cujo in a heartbeat. Boyfriend. It felt so nice when Cujo introduced himself as my boyfriend, like it was just the most fitting thing. With that fond thought, I reach out to hold his other hand. But, thank you. It wouldn't have been as much fun if you weren't there.
Yeah.
His words are casual, but the affectionate way he runs his thumb across the back of my hand makes me smile. So I step a little closer to him. You tired?
Mm-mm.
Be honest, Cujo. Neither of us took any steps to go inside or move anywhere else. Moonlight shrouds us in a feeling of intimacy, and I can't help but shuffle even closer to him. We're so close that even in the dark, I can see his features. I reach out to trace a finger down the bridge of his nose, and down past his lips. Cujo smiles back at me.
What's on your mind?
You know. I'm just thinking that you look very good.
You say this all the time.
I mean, listen. If somebody look good, you gotta compliment them every chance you get. And I mean it. Our words are hardly louder than hushed whispers, like secrets shared between lovers. Moments pass, and I feel some compulsion to ask him what's on his mind. Cujo pauses for a moment before replying. take this opportunity to run my thumb along his jawline, an action that he always seems to be fond of.
I'm just thinking about how much fun you had at the party. That was my favorite part.
Oh, that was your favorite part?
What can I say? I love seeing your smile.
Oh, kiss me. The words escape my mouth before I can even think about their consequences. Kujo wastes no time in closing the gap between us, strong arms holding me steady around my waist. I can feel the wall hard against my back, but the way his lips work against mine draws a moan out of me. The kiss feels even more blissful than I could have imagined. If I had known his kisses were this addicting, then maybe I would have kissed him even sooner. My hands wind into his hair as a delicious shiver runs down my back. Kujo takes this opportunity to nip my bottom lip. The next few moments, millennia, time was absolutely inconsequential. We're spent in a flurry of lips against each other and hands roaming wherever they could. I know we've both been holding back, but now we are at our absolute breaking points.
Fuck.
My hands make their way underneath Kujo's shirt, and I let my nails rake down his back softly. Maybe I should be more reserved, or softer even, but I'm filled with need and sense that Kujo is too. I break the kiss, tugging on Kujo's shirt with a grin. Off. Now. Exit boy. Kujo pulls back, taking off his hoodie and t-shirt in one swift move and tossing it aside. A part of me is a little astounded at how natural it felt to be this demanding. He responds so eagerly, too. True, it doesn't make it any better. Throwing the laundry across the hall like that. Who are you? What have you done with Kujo? Well, you know what? Fair. If it's not your responsibility. His words trail off as he leans down to press a kiss right behind my ear and falls along my jawline, leaving tiny kisses in his wake.
You have no idea how long I've been waiting to do this.
Oh. Oh. There's an undercurrent to his voice that I've never heard before. It ignites an indescribable emotion in me, and I take this opportunity to kiss him once again. Oh fuck. Finally getting to share this with him is so intoxicating. There's something electrifying about the way he's acting tonight. The way his touches ignite sparks. I want him so badly. I need him. Our kisses are fast and elegant but passionate as I push him backwards. He stumbles ever so slightly, but the couch is only a few steps away and breaks his fall. He looks up at me, wide-eyed and anticipating my next move. I know it's me calling the shots now. It's not a role I'm too familiar with, yet I'm definitely eager to change that. The struggle for power and back and forth is doing something for me. Really doing something for me. I take a deep breath. Before things go too much further, though, there's something I must clarify. I take avail of this opportunity to shed some of my garments until I'm just with only a mere layer separating our bare skins. A wolfish grin, I straddle Kujo's hips and tilt his chin up so that he's looking at me directly. Okay, this is coming a little too naturally. There's just one thing I have to clear up with you, Kujo. I pause for dramatic effect, but not too long. Being this close to him is far too tempting. You're going to let me take care of you, right? With a groan, Kujo leans his head back and for a moment closes his eyes. I lean in with a chuckle, nipping his earlobe gently. My comment is largely teasing, not intending to lean really into any sort of dynamic just yet. With the way he reacts, though, how could I not?
We're not making it to the bedroom, are we?
No. Right. Well, certainly not for this one. Maybe the next one. I know that since we're finally here, there's no holding back. With one hand against his shoulder, I let my other hand wander south, playing with his waistband. Round 3 can be the dining table if you want it to be. Oh god. I kiss Kujo once more, hoping that the action conveys everything I feel for him. The next morning, I witness a sight I have never seen before. Kujo sleeping in. We are a mess of tangled limbs and bed sheets, all of which serve as a reminder of what we did last night, and very early into the morning too. Kujo's arm is slung across my waist, so much so that my only range of movement seems to be the ability to turn around and face him, which I do so as gently as possible. Good morning. There's a sense of satisfaction in seeing his thoroughly disheveled hair, sticking up and around in all sorts of funny angles against the pillow. With a smile, I settle up against Kujo himself, ready to bask in the warmth of being this close to someone. He doesn't wake up, still, but he shifts ever so slightly in his slumber to accommodate me better. There's a feeling of contentment, happiness like no other in my heart as I embrace Kujo. And I hope that we can spend many more mornings like this one. Yay, that's the end. So yeah, pretty much, there was literally no point in starting a stream just to do like 23 minutes, well, not even 23. So yeah, there was no point in doing like a stream for like 20 minutes of content, maybe even shorter. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the ending, and see you in the next stream or video